Some stories fade with time, buried beneath silence, lost in forgotten files, or dismissed as mysteries that will never be solved. But behind every case is a voice that was never heard, a truth still waiting in the dark. This channel is dedicated to the victims, the unanswered questions, and the stories that refuse to disappear. Because somewhere, someone still knows what happened. Welcome to Cries Unheard in the Darkness. Naples, Florida, is known for its white sand beaches. But in the early 2000s, it became the backdrop for a chilling mystery involving the very people sworn to protect the community. On the morning of January 12, 2004, 27-year-old Terrance Williams was driving to work. A father of 4 and a recent arrival from Tennessee, Terrance was driving a Cadillac with expired registration and without a valid license following a prior citation. He never made it to his shift. Around 9 a.m., employees at Naples Memorial Cemetery watched as Deputy Steve Calkins of the Collier County Sheriff's Department pulled Terrance over. Witnesses saw the deputy pat Terrance down and place him in the back of the patrol vehicle. Calkins asked the cemetery staff if the Cadillac could remain in their lot. Between 15 minutes and an hour later, Calkins returned alone. He was seen moving the Cadillac to the side of the road to make it appear abandoned. The car keys were later discovered on the ground right next to the car. When Terrance vanished, his mother, Marcia Williams, began a relentless search. She soon discovered there was no official record of the encounter. When first asked by dispatch, Calkins claimed he had no memory of making any arrests or towing any cars that day. After the family found a tow report with his signature, Calkins' memory improved. He then claimed he drove Terrance to a Circle K because he was late for work. Investigators found that surveillance footage at the Circle K showed no sign of either man, and Calkins' phone records did not support his claim that he called the store. Recordings later revealed Calkins mocking the situation, using inappropriate language to describe the car and joking that Terrance might still be out in the cemetery. The case took a darker turn when the Mexican consulate informed Marcia about another man who had vanished in a nearly identical way 3 months earlier, 23-year-old Felipe Santos. On October 14, 2003, Felipe was involved in a minor traffic accident while driving to work with his brothers. Deputy Calkins cited Felipe for reckless driving and lack of documentation, then placed him in his patrol car. When Felipe's boss tried to post bail, he learned Felipe had never been booked. Calkins later gave the same explanation he used in Terrance's case. He claimed he had changed his mind because Felipe was polite and dropped him off at a Circle K. Investigators discovered that Calkins was unaccounted for nearly 2 hours after picking up Felipe. No evidence suggests Felipe ever reached the store. As the FBI and state authorities took over the investigation, several chilling theories emerged. One of the most discussed is known as the Starlight Theory. This refers to a practice in which officers abandon detainees in remote areas and force them to find their own way home. Some speculated the men may have been left somewhere in the Everglades. Others argue the timeline of Calkins' movements that day would not have allowed enough travel time. The sheriff's department suggested the men may have fled their legal troubles. Their families strongly reject this idea, pointing to their deep ties to their children and families. Authorities used GPS tracking on Calkins, patrol vehicle and cadaver dogs to search areas he visited, but nothing was ever found. Calkins was eventually fired for providing conflicting information and failing to cooperate with investigators. In 2018, attorneys filed a wrongful death lawsuit. However, the case was dismissed, and Marcia Williams was ordered to pay more than $5,000 for Calkins' legal costs. Terrance Williams was legally declared dead in 2009. Despite a $200,000 reward and national media coverage, no remains have ever been found. Steve Calkins left Florida in 2016 and has never been charged. 2 men entered a patrol car and never stepped back out, leaving behind 2 families still waiting for the truth. If you have any information regarding the cases of Terrance Williams or Felipe Santos, please contact the Collier County Sheriff's Office. Thanks for listening to Cries, Unheard in the Darkness. If this story stayed with you, you're not alone. Subscribe, because the darkness always has more to say. Until next time, listen carefully,